2025 has just begun, and it's already shaping up to be a terrifying year for horror fans. From iconic franchises returning to brand new nightmares, these films promise to haunt theaters and streaming screens alike. If you're craving fear that lingers long after the credits roll, you're in the right place. Here are the 5 most anticipated horror movies of the year. The Conjuring, Last Rites. The Conjuring. Last Rites is the final part of the cult series about Ed and Lorraine Warren, the most famous investigators of paranormal phenomena. This time they end up in Pennsylvania, where members of the Smurl family have been experiencing terrifying hauntings since the 1970s. The story is set in 1986, 5 years after the events of the third part, and shows the most difficult case of the Warrens' career. The last rites of the title has a double meaning. On the one hand, it is a sacrament for the dying, and on the other, a symbolic farewell to the duo who for years faced evil. The film combines real events, religious motifs, and a dark atmosphere, which again gives you chills. It's not just a battle with a demon. It's also a final mission that will change the lives of the heroes forever. The Man in My Basement. The Man in My Basement from 2025 is a dark psychological thriller based on the novel by Walter Mosley. The story is set in the 1990s in the quiet town of Sag Harbor. Charles Blakey, struggling with debts and the specter of losing his family home, receives an unusual offer. A mysterious man, Aniston Bennett, wants to rent his basement for big money. The terms are strange, but Charles agrees. It quickly turns out that what was supposed to be an easy solution to problems turns into a psychological game full of manipulation and dark secrets. The film deals with difficult topics, from trauma and guilt to power and race. It's a story about how deep-rooted secrets can rise to the surface when least expected. The Man in My Basement is an intense, intimate drama with strong performances by Corey Hawkins and Willem Dafoe. Weapons. In the town of Maybrook, time stopped at 2:17 in the morning. That's when 17 children left their homes and disappeared without a trace. No one saw, no one heard, and the only survivor was a 4th grader who couldn't explain what happened. So begins Weapons, a harrowing 2025 thriller that slowly reveals that this is more than just a simple tragedy. Teacher Justine, played by Julia Garner, tries to unravel the mystery, but it soon becomes clear that something much darker hangs over the town, something that goes beyond the limits of rational thinking. The film is conducted from multiple perspectives: parents, teachers, investigators, and the children themselves. Director Zach Kreger builds an atmosphere of paranoia and fear that grows with every minute. Weapons is a story of collective trauma, guilt, and unexplained evil that lurks just below the surface of everyday life. Black Phone 2. 4 years have passed since the horrific events that changed Finney's life forever. Although he managed to escape from the hands of his sadistic kidnapper, Grabber, the trauma still haunts him. Meanwhile, his sister Gwen begins to experience disturbing dreams and visions. The mysterious black telephone makes its presence known again. This time, it is she who hears voices from the afterlife. When a boy appears in dreams trapped in the remote, snow-covered alpine lake camp, the siblings decide to find the place. Their journey leads them into the middle of a freezing storm and an even bigger nightmare. It turns out that Grabber has returned, stronger, more sinister, and his presence has to do with a dark secret from their family's past. Black Phone 2 is an intense thriller with supernatural elements that shows that some evil never dies. It just waits for its time. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. A year has passed since the events at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Mike and police officer Vanessa are trying to put their lives back together, hiding the truth from little Abby about what happened at the deserted restaurant. Meanwhile, the town holds a Fazfest, a festival dedicated to the legends associated with Freddy and his animatronic companions. Abby, fascinated by what she remembers, secretly returns to the closed pizzeria to meet her old friends again, Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, and Chica. However, something has changed. The animatronics are no longer just dummy memories. Something inside them has come to life, and their presence begins to extend beyond the walls of the establishment. Dormant evil is awakening again, and secrets from years ago are beginning to come to light. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a darker, more intense sequel that is no longer just about surviving 5 nights. It's about uncovering the truth and stopping something that should never return. As you can see, 2025 isn't holding back. Horror is back in full force. With legendary franchises, fresh mysteries, and chilling atmospheres, this year's lineup looks terrifyingly good. Which of these films will you watch first? Drop a comment and don't forget to subscribe. More terrifying rankings are on the way.